Okay, but what we're actually doing today is going to be going through the parts of a linear function, okay? Okay, so, a minute and a half and I've already went. We're going to take 2 points and we're going to go through the different forms of the line, okay? We're going to take 2 points, turn them into a slope, put them into an equation in point slope form, then slope intercept form, and then finally standard form. Okay, we'll talk about standard form and what that is and all those kind of things. So we have 2 points. We had some technical difficulties. Okay, so let's just get to this. 3 over 5x, and then what is this multiplied? Minus, well, that's like 5 over 1, and it just becomes these cross cancel, and that's 3. Now, we're just one step away from slope-intercept form. We want to add 2, because that's the inverse operation. That's a negative 2, minus 2. So we add 2, get it in the proper column, because these are combining like terms. Even though it's across the equal sign, you're still combining like terms. And you end up with y equals 3/5 x minus 1. Okay? So really quickly, here is point slope, and here is slope intercept. Okay? I know it's messy. Let's zoom in. You can see it. This is old school zooming. Okay? Do you see that? Look at the work. You see how we switched it out? Even though my 5 is a little bit bad handwriting. Okay. So there's one point left. And that's turning it into standard form. So we'll take my amazing eraser again. We'll write this over here. All right, we've got our slope. Y equals 3/5 x minus 1. Okay. Standard form means that it's the standard for how you, standard form is the standard of how you, when you compare one set of equations, one set of functions to another. Okay? So its standard form is meant to be a quick, is this a line? Is this a quadratic? Is this an absolute value? Is this a hyperbola? Is this an ellipse? Is this a circle? Okay? And you can tell it quickly based on this form. So let's rewrite our equation. Y equals 3 over 5 x minus 1. And standard form, if you didn't remember, is, ax plus by equals c. So the relationship that you need to see. Okay? Let's color code these. Here's the equal sign. Okay? Here is x on this one, but here's x on this one, right? And we'll use my purple. Here is y is on this side, and here's y on this side. The purple's the one that gets the darkest in the... Yep. Okay, so let's look what we have to red rover, okay? And these are, so the reason they're capital letters, A, B, C, is because of the fact that this implies they are integers. I'm telling you, math is a language. It's a coding, okay? So as a math person, mathematician, people splice over that word. I know the code. I know the translation. It means that A, B, and C, these are all going to be integers. Okay? So 3 over 5, if you remember our number sets, is not an integer. It's a rational number. It's a ratio division, rational of the ratio, rational. It's an implicit division, and it is not an integer. Okay, it's an implicit division by something other than 1. Okay. So, but look also, here's our equal sign. we've got to move all of x over there. So we have two major things we have to do. We have to move x over, and then we have to find a way to make this an integer. Okay? So let's attack the problem. So it's easy to read rho over x because you just do the opposite. Now this is the term, okay? 3 over 5x. That's what you're subtracting. That is the term. You are the circuit bridge. That's from the movie Spies Like Us, which is amazing. So nothing's written. That means it's implicit positive. So we're gonna subtract it. Okay. Minus 3/5 x. And you might go, Miss Thompson, you just put this out into the void. Yeah, because of the fact that x. Do you see how I'm setting it up to be xy? The same way this is xy. This is really, it's got to go, but I need the light. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough call. Should I turn it off? What happens if I turn it off? Ooh, see, that's too dark. Can we manage? Can we do it? Are we going to be okay? So we get negative 3 over 5x. And again, if nothing's written, that's an implied positive, which means plus. So this becomes plus y equals this 1 owns the minus, and the minus becomes -1. Okay? This is how terms go. In math, just like in Congress, or unlike in Congress, there are term limits. Yeah, went there. Okay, this is not an integer, right? It's 3 over 5. And it's negative. And this is called the lead coefficient, if you didn't already know that. Okay? It means the first big number of the set. It's the first. It's the lead coefficient. And coefficient is like not a variable. Okay? It's a constant. It's a constant combined with a variable. We'll go over definitions. Like I said, math is a language. So coefficient is the word for the constant multiplied to a variable or set of variables. Okay? So in standard form, the lead coefficient is always an integer. And I should actually just say it's not always an integer because integers imply it could be negative. The lead coefficient is always a natural number. If you forgot, natural numbers can only be positive. So, to get rid of the negative, we have to multiply by negative. To get rid of the fraction, we have to multiply by 5. So we have to multiply by -5. Good job, Sherlock. Okay. All right. So both sides, right? Both sides. So here is the equal sign. I'm going to finally erase my standard form. Hopefully we got it down now. And we're going to multiply this whole side by -5 and this whole side by -5. Once again, we use the distributive property, friends, and we got to keep track of those negatives. This is why you start at the very beginning with numbers, because if you don't know your numbers, there's no point in going forward. And PSA to all you kids out there at home and all you parents who are trying to help your kids out there at home, okay? There is no point in moving forward in algebra, algebra 2, trig, pre-calc, stats, any of it, if you don't know your numbers. Number sets, how numbers are formed, and your basic operations. I have tons of videos on those. There's at least one in the internet world, okay? Please. So like don't burden yourself. Like if you or your child has air quotes fallen behind, right? And they're very confused by math. Go back to the beginning. Okay? It's like there's no point. It's like playing like a I can't even, like a game where you lost a stop, right? And you can't keep going unless you get that piece, right? You have to go back. There is no point in moving forward. And if you move forward without it, everything will become much more confusing. It's like a clue. It's like having a strategy game and you missed a clue. Just go back. Okay, so Negative 5 times negative 3/5 becomes positive 3. That's what we wanted. Okay? Now implicit in front of the y is what number? Did someone say 1? Good job. Negative 5 times 1 is now negative 5 equals negative 1. This is not minus 5, okay? This is times negative 5. Two negatives make a positive. 1 times 5 is 5. There's standard form. So here's slope-intercept. I erased my point slope, but I could rewrite it easily here. Y minus 2 equals 3/5 x minus 5. I could also have said y plus 1 equals 3/5 x. Let's just do that. That's also a slope equation for the line. In fact, you can see how much easier, given what I did, that would have done to achieve that. Okay, I'm not going to do it for you right now, but I'm going to let you stare at the board and see if you see it for yourself. Okay, so we'll finally get this light off, although it makes it really dark. So hopefully you see, right? This is a much easier path to the slope-intercept, but this was the original point slope. That's where you get our slope. This is standard form. So point slope, slope-intercept, standard. This was also a different version of point slope, slope-intercept, standard. I'm going to sneeze. Thank y'all for tuning in. Till next time.